What is up, YouTube? Let's get straight into it. This is my Galaxy Watch 3 review. Fire watch face, right? We're gonna talk about that in a later video. I'm gonna show you guys how to customize your Galaxy Watch 3. As you can see, mine is looking like a traditional watch. Woo! My name is CJ, I am your smartwatch guru, and we're gonna talk about the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3. I have the 41mm as well as the larger version, both of them. We're gonna talk about them, we're gonna get into it. Battery life, all of the saucy stuff. Is it worth the upgrade? All of that, I'm gonna talk about it. And also what makes a Samsung Galaxy Watch so appealing. I think when we get into the conversation of the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3, the Samsung Galaxy Watch, and even the Gear S3 Frontier, the most apparent thing that you notice about this watch is when you look at it, it looks like a traditional watch. Now I've added this custom stainless steel black band to make it look even more like a traditional watch, as well as I have custom watch faces. Now this custom watch face, along with a lot of other great watch faces you're gonna see in this video, will be in a future video where I'm gonna show you how to customize and get your Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 to look like this one. Needless to say, the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 is built premium. It looks premium. It has a very traditional usual look. And I will say this, out of all of the smartwatches that I've worn and used when I'm out in public, and I take this very traditional looking smartwatch and I put it up against a pay terminal to use Samsung Pay, I get asked, what watch is that? Because an Apple Watch, you already know, oh, that's an Apple Watch. We know what it can do. But not a lot of people are aware that there are watches that look like the traditional watch that most consumers are used to wearing and can do these smartwatch functions. Today could be the black and orange, or we can switch to one of my favorite faces, which is the Rolex Air King. Absolutely love this. And that's all within a couple of taps or twists of the bezel. You gotta love the things that you can do with the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3. Fell in love with these smartwatches since the Gear S3 Frontier, and I've been using them, even using the Galaxy Watch Active and so forth, for those of you who are a little bit more active. Now let's get into this Samsung Galaxy Watch 3, because there's a lot of questions about this that previous Samsung watch owners have. And we need to answer those questions in this review. Also, we need to talk about my user experience with this smartwatch so far. Now, as you can see, I have the 41mm, which was also released alongside this larger counterpart. Now, there's also 3 versions of this visually that you can get. You get the black on black, but that's only in the larger size. You can also get the larger size in this variation of the traditional stainless steel with the black bezel. Now, if you go with the smaller one, you get this traditional stainless steel with the black bezel, and then there's also the Mystic Bronze, which we see here on the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. So you could get a Galaxy Watch this color and match with your phone if you choose to. But I think that Mystic Bronze, they're definitely marketing it towards women with the pink bands, but you can change the bands, get some black bands and so forth, and you can rock that as a man as well. The only thing is you're going with the smaller smartwatch as well as the smaller battery. And that's something we're gonna have to talk about. I'm gonna hold off on the battery. I'll get into that in a second. I wanna get into the watch, and for those of you who may be new. So Samsung has Tizen. I love their software. The fact that I can just twist this bezel and look how fast and snappy and reactive this is. Now, I don't have any notification now because I had to clear the notification because it was like a spam text message. But you go left, notifications, you go right, your apps, and you can customize the layout and how, the order of that as well. And then you swipe down and you got your, whatever you call this thing right here, that. So many options. You can also turn on always on, and having always on is really dope because when the watch goes into, rest mode and so forth, the watch face stays there. It's hard because I'm moving. Let me just stay still real quick so you guys can see it. It's just gonna go into a darker version of this, so it's not draining the battery as much. But in all reality, when you use the always on display, you will be using battery. As you can see, it's consistently keeping that display lit, but it's good because you can look down at your watch even if it's not in the full twisted mode, and you can see the time. So I love that about it. It's not always like a flip of the wrist just to get it to activate, to have to see it. So amongst Tizen being a different way to navigate a smartwatch, a very unique way, and I appreciate that. Typically, most of the smartwatch usefulness is the same as any other smartwatch out there on the market. Now, there's a couple of new features that they added for health, but they're not quite active yet. So it's supposed to be like a blood pressure, and then there's supposed to be like the EKG, ECG, whatever you want to call it, the little heart thing, and so forth. So those are the couple other setting points that, you know, fall into this, but they're nothing new. Now, the one thing that I do love is the sleep tracking. Sleep tracking is super dope on the Samsung Galaxy Watch. I like having sleep tracking. You can do it on other smartwatches as well, but I love their system, and I love how accurate and how good it is, because it'll tell you how much unrest sleep you had, how much of your sleep was like solid, and so forth. So it's a really, 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 really useful thing. The only thing is, I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be real. Sleeping in this watch overnight, I mean, you probably get used to it over time. I've only ever done it with naps, because that means I'm just like, you know, I ate a big meal and I'm just knocking out, or I'm tired from the grind and the work, and I just fall asleep somewhere, and then I get accurate readings on that nap, how efficient it was. I love that. Overnight, I mean, you can get used to it, but let's be real. This is a bigger, more bulkier smartwatch, and you feel it on your wrist. So it's not the most comfortable thing, in my opinion, to sleep in. But you can do it. So this watch is beautifully designed. As you can see, I added a black stainless steel band to match the black stainless steel housing that we're given with the all glass back bottom. This is like very, very premium built. And another thing that comes with that is a premium price point. These are starting in from $400 up to $430, and even more if you go with the LTE, which allows, you know, SIM card service connectability with your wireless service provider. That takes the price up a lot more. This is a premium watch with a premium price tag, but is it really worth it? Is it worth paying that money? And also, if you have a previous Samsung Galaxy Watch like the Gear S3 Frontier and Galaxy Watch, is it worth the upgrade or paying that price premium? Are you gonna feel the upgrade? Here's my thing when it comes to smartwatches. I look at the smartwatch as your sidekick to your smartphone. It helps you see notifications without having to pull out your smartphone. It helps you interact with notifications, such as replying to text messages, without pulling out your smartphone. It helps you stay on track with your time, calendar, and even fitness without pulling out your smartphone. These are conveniences, and there's a lot more that makes smartwatches worth it to me. Now, there is fitness on here, and a cool thing about Samsung's fitness is when it detects activity, it automatically just starts tracking. So a lot of times in my reviews, I'm swinging my arms a lot because I speak with my arms, and it detects that movement, and it'll start counting down until I'm done, you know, throwing my arms around, and then it will give me a readout on that workout and so forth. Same thing for if you're cycling, you go to the gym and all of those things, or you can go here and specifically pick what activity you're doing and then get your activity recorded in the fitness category. So what else are you getting for this premium price point? You're getting a beautiful AMOLED display. These displays will not disappoint. They're very high res, very beautiful, and extremely crystal clear. As you can see, this watch face looks really good, and honestly, probably from a distance and even up close to a degree, people won't notice that this is a smartwatch until they really take a look at it or they see you make a payment with it. It blends in amongst the many, yet it stands out because it is a very rare piece amongst the masses. I love this thing. As far as performance, this thing is extremely fast, extremely snappy. It has a nice amount of RAM, a decent amount of onboard storage, so you can put your, audio and so forth. So if you do decide to use this with a pair of maybe Samsung headphones or whatever your favorite earbuds and headphones are, and you want to have your music playing while you're exercising and so forth, that is an option on here, and it's extremely conveniently given to you. Let's get the elephant out of the room. Battery. Battery is a big question on this one because we got a massive battery improvement on the Galaxy Watch. I'm gonna be honest, you noticed. This watch boasted easily to give you 2 to 3, and even more if you down your settings and so forth, to up to 4 to 5 days. But guaranteed 2 to 3 days on here in regular use. The battery on the Galaxy Watch is bar none, but it comes with a size and a weight. Now, granted, the weight between these two, you're not really gonna notice it on your wrist, technically, but you kind of do. It depends on how you build it. When I add this stainless steel band, everything's getting heavier. Those little bit of weight reductions matter in that category. But this one gave you the true battery life that we know and love of the Galaxy Watches. But do you get the same thing on the Galaxy Watch 3? This is where size becomes a category of topic, is in battery. It's not only what fits you and feels good on your wrist, but there's also the reality of battery life. Now, I will say this, my 41 millimeter, which I actually have connected to an Apple device, because the video's coming up real soon teaching you guys about what is the Galaxy Watch 3 like on an iOS device. For those of you who have Apple products and maybe want to check out one of these smartwatches, I'll talk about the limitations and the pluses of having it. But the battery life on this smaller 41 millimeter is more in the likeness of the Apple Watch battery life to a degree. This one, even having it in standby, just getting a ton of notifications, not even on my wrist sometimes, I can see the battery drain and notice it because I have to charge this thing. Matter of fact, it's dead right now. So battery life is decent, but it's not the greatest. You're gonna have to charge this one far more often than you would the larger one. So keep that in mind. Are you getting multiple days on the Galaxy Watch 3? The answer is yes. Now, this also depends on your use, but you guaranteed can get into the 2-day area, but don't be surprised if on that second day, somewhere in the mid or into that day, you find yourself needing to charge, depending on your use, if you got it always on display and so forth. If you sleep with your watch, that's another thing. But you definitely can get multiple days of use on here. You're getting way more battery, or shall I say more battery than what you would get on the Apple Watch for sure. But if you're a Galaxy Watch owner, you're not getting the same battery performance on the Galaxy Watch 3 as you did on the Galaxy Watch. I just want to note that out there. You are taking a slight hit on battery life, but it's very reminiscent because you will get multiple days. Now, people who have the Gear S3 Frontier and you come in here, you're kind of dancing in a similar category. The only thing keeping most Gear S3 Frontier owners from upgrading, probably the only reason most of them wouldn't, is MST technology, which you're not getting on here. You're only getting NFC Samsung Pay. You don't have magnetic secure transmission technology that you get on the Gear S3 Frontier. Now, this has been disappointing for a ton of Samsung Galaxy Watch owners who have experienced MST and they want it on their smartwatches, but it just seems to be a thing of the past, honestly, going forward with Samsung because they haven't added it. The weird thing when you get into these two and you want to talk about performance differences and so forth, oh, this is the Galaxy Watch 3 and that was the Galaxy Watch, and it's been a long time coming, and we get this watch, which has the exact same internal processor. A little bit more onboard storage, about the same amount of RAM, and the same chip. So technically, it's almost the same watch. The improvements come more in software and some of the physicalities, because this one is thinner. This one does have a lighter weight to it. This one does have the nice all glass back on it. But in essence, they're pretty much very similar. So going from a Galaxy Watch to a Galaxy Watch 3 is, you're not gonna like get that update feel where you're like wowed and feel like you have this super refreshed watch. But I will say this, you will notice the all glass backing, the feel of that on your wrist feels way more premium and a lot better. You get the black on black, which you couldn't get with the Galaxy Watch in the larger size. So the black on black is an attraction. It's more physical changes than it is technically performance. Now, there are software, you know, the EKG and the blood pressure and all that stuff that's going to be coming and so forth. So I just want to warrant those overviews and those truths to those of you who might have a Galaxy Watch and are thinking about the Galaxy Watch 3. You know, honestly, when we look at this smartwatch, I think it's built incredibly well. I don't know what else needs to be added to it to make it better. Do I recommend the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3? How has my user experience been? My user experience is typical of all Samsung Galaxy Watch devices. I love it. I love Tizen. I appreciate it. Now, when you talk about App Store, you gotta keep it real. You're not getting the same app selection that you would get inside of, say, an Apple Watch and so forth. Let me switch my watch face real quick. I just wanted to switch to this one because I like it. I love this vibe right here. Everyone isn't coding for Tizen, so you're not gonna have like a ton of smartwatch apps. But let's be real. Do smartwatch apps really matter that much? Well, how many apps are you really downloading onto your smartwatch? What are you really using your smartwatch for? A smartwatch is for the time, the weather, your calendar, your reminders, your notifications is the biggest thing you're gonna use a smartwatch for. Taking phone calls, keeping your phone in your pocket, having the convenience, the look, the vibe, the feel. A watch is an accessory. It's not the main course. That's in your smartphone. This is the companion to your smartphone, and it does it extremely well. Now, it also is cross-platform compatible. You can use this with an iPhone. You can use it with other Android devices. Those two videos will be separate videos. I'll do it using it with the iPhone, and then I'll do it with another Android device, like say the Pixel 4a and so forth. Basically, what am I saying? This is a great smartwatch. Has a premium price point that you have to swallow. Battery life is decent. I mean, they wowed us with the Galaxy Watch. They kind of took a little bit of that umph off, but it's still, nevertheless, a decent battery life. It's a beautifully designed smartwatch. It will perform as you intended to perform. Super snappy, super vibey. I love this thing. And I'm gonna continue to use and wear this thing for a while. Until the next smartwatch is released, your smartwatch guru will be back. But I'm gonna update you guys. I've only been using it for some weeks. I'll come back with a more long-term review on it. Also, I'm doing the customizing your Samsung Galaxy Watch 3. So you guys can get these watch faces. I'm gonna show you how to do that in the video, as well as link to some dope bands like this one right here. That way I can help you guys make your smartwatch express who you are and your vibe. My name is CJ, your smartwatch guru. This has been the Samsung Galaxy Watch 3. If you wanted me to cover something that I didn't in this review, leave it in the comment section below. If you want to share your thoughts and your own personal user experience with the Galaxy Watch 3, leave it in the comments below. Let people know that you love it, like it, hit the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that like button so the algorithm knows that this is a super valuable Samsung Galaxy Watch 3 review.